Well, speaking of seasons, while flu season usually peaks in December or January, we start seeing cases pop up around now. Now, not only do we have to worry about the flu, but respiratory viruses also spread during this time. So joining us now is Dr. Mark Montano with Care Now Urgent Care. Dr. Mark, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, appreciate you having me.
Yeah, so for starters, the peak flu season, it's almost here. What are you seeing now, and how can people prepare?
Yeah, well, really good question. And what we're seeing is some low-level influenza. So influenza does not go away. It is with us year-round, but usually the levels are so low that we really don't notice it. Over the next 2 to 6 weeks, we're going to start to see that rise. We're going to really get into that flu season. And the thing you can do now, the best thing you can do right now, is to get your flu shot early. It takes about 2 weeks to become fully immunized after the shot. So this is a perfect time to get the shot. It should last you through most of the flu season, which can go through March and April.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about that shot. Who should get that shot? And maybe what can they expect in terms of things to expect after that?
Well, we recommend the flu shot for anybody from 6 months old and on. So really, anybody who's over 6 months should get the flu shot. Some of the things you might expect, you might get a little soreness at the site. Sometimes you will get some achiness, some headaches, some things that you might say, oh, am I coming down with something? You're not. It's just body's reacting and making an immune response so that when you are exposed to the flu in the future, you're well protected.
So how can we tell the difference between the flu, COVID, and maybe even a common cold?
Boy, they are all so similar. The common cold usually doesn't come with fevers. If it does, they're very low grade. They don't last long. Influenza can have high fevers, and they tend to last 2 to 3 days. COVID can show up, I always joke, COVID shows up how it wants, but it does have runny nose, cough, congestion, body aches, and some fevers, so they are very similar. The best thing is to get to your urgent care, your primary care provider, and be tested because we don't know which one you might have. Some of these have to be treated really early in the course. Influenza, we want to see within 2 days to start the treatment. It's an antiviral, not an antibiotic, an antiviral, which will help you get better sooner, and really it helps reduce some of those symptoms.
Dr. Montano, are there any myths or misunderstandings about the flu that people have that you would like to clear up?
Well, it's funny that you ask. The one thing I hear most commonly is, I got the flu shot, I got influenza, or I got sick, I'm not going to get it. The influenza vaccine does not cause flu. It's an inactivated portion of the virus, so it can't get you sick. That doesn't mean you don't get a little achy. And sometimes that's just coincidence. We're coming into the season where people are back in school, coming indoors, and you're exposed to more things. So it's more a coincidence that I received my influenza vaccine and I got sick. Another one, I have the flu, I need to get on an antibiotic. Antibiotics do not work against influenza. Influenza is a virus. There are some antivirals, but you really want to make sure you're tested and you're on the right medicine for that. Another one, going outside with my hair wet in the cold, I'm going to get flu. Cold weather does not cause flu. It's really the cold weather brings us in. Again, we're all together, shaking hands, in tight quarters, and that increases our risk. So there are a lot of fun little myths, I would say.
Yeah.
And we like to talk about those during our visits with our patients.
Yeah, that last one you mentioned, I grew up here, and so I'm so glad you cleared that.
Yeah.
Dr. Montano, thank you so much for joining us here and giving us all that information. You can watch all of our interviews on our website. That's cbscolorado.com. Stick with us. We'll be right back.